All right, Bob Maloney from My MMA News, and I am up at TKO Fitness and Mixed Martial Arts and Boxing. They do it all here in Cherry Hill with Korean Thunder Ryan, Kim Cafaro. Ryan, man, how you doing, brother?
Doing great. Thanks for thanks for taking the time to interview me.
My pleasure. Listen, Ryan, you have become, sought after and one of the elite in the business. I mean, you're working the corner for in UFC championship fights. Frankie Edgar, Marlon Moraes. You told me that you're going to Mexico to work a corner, but all that's going on, and you're still trying to work on your game. And you're taking fights. I know you just had a fight fall off, but now you got a grappling match coming up. How do you balance all this? Because you're trying to, help everybody improve their game, but yet you still want to improve your game. So is it kind of like you do it at the same time? How does this work?
It's a lot of it requires discipline in the sense that it's extremely easy to lose focus, especially when you're on the road and you can skip workouts very, very easily. You have to be adamant to go out of your way to find training. Like while I was in Canada helping Frankie Edgar, like I got rolls in with Danny Ige, who's a UFC veteran and a jiu-jitsu black belt. So like if you really want to stay focused and stay training and stay improving, you can do it. It just involves a lot of discipline on your part. You can't half-ass anything, and you have to stay focused.
Tell me a little bit. You're going to Mexico. You just told me when you got here, you're heading to Mexico. Tell me about this trip.
I'm just making sure that you can see us over here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it looked like the lighting was a little off, but I'm going to corner Sijara Eubanks. I've cornered Sijara before on The Ultimate Fighter, and Sijara, the last time I cornered her, that was her first head kick knockout that she's ever won by, and I'm just saying that since I've been in UFC corners, I'm 2-0. So every time that a UFC fighter's brought me in their corner, I'm undefeated. So I'm just saying, maybe we'll keep that streak going while we're in Mexico.
He's not just good at what he does; he's the good luck charm. There you go. Now tell me a little bit now. I had seen you posted on Facebook that you were looking. Listen. Obviously, you were busting your own chops about being a blue belt for so long in jiu-jitsu. Because right now you're like a striking coach. I know you can find him at Royal Muay Thai and boxing over in Philly, training, doing a lot of striking. So now you want to try to tighten up on your grappling. Will you be able to get any grappling work in before this? At Stellar Fights on August 17th, he's going to be grappling purple belt Sean Ashley, who is grappling all the time, working on his game. So you're over here doing Muay Thai training that whole weekend. You're going to be working corners at WKA, which is boxing and Muay Thai, and then you got to kind of flip the switch and go over and get into grappling. Are you going to be able to get any grappling work in the next week or two?
Yeah, I've actually I've been working a lot. I don't always talk about it, but I've been working pretty consistently with my grappling coach, William Wolk, as you know, who's definitely one of the premier grapplers on the East Coast, in my opinion. I think he's an alternate for the ADCCs, so we're looking at Will has been showing me how to really turn my style into more of an aggressive, painful style of grappling. I mean, if you watched Bill's last match with Eddie Cummings, he headbutted the shit out of him for 10 minutes straight, and it was one of my favorite jiu-jitsu matches of all time. So it was funny because when I asked because I know Sean Ashley is very well versed in leg locks, and I was like, how are we gonna defend all these leg locks? Because not to give any insider information away, but I don't know that much about leg locks. But I said, how are we gonna defend them? And Bill was like, all right, so every time he tries to leg lock, you headbutt him. And I was like, Jesus, all right. We'll figure something out.
You got that cut up there from before. You gotta be careful you don't reopen that cut.
I don't want to headbutt Sean Ashley, so I'll be looking to use some different sort of defensive tactic for leg locks, and maybe I'll be attacking some leg locks on my own. Maybe I'm bluffing. Maybe I've been practicing leg locks quietly for a long time.
You never know with this guy. He's been in business for a long time. He may look young, but he actually is an old guard because where we're at TKO used to be LA Boxing.
Yeah.
Then it was UFC Gym, and now it's TKO Fitness, and they've taken it to another level over here with Alexis and Jesus and Ryan, and they really got a great thing going on here. Ryan, in the future, after this grappling match and you go to Mexico, are you going to look to be actively taking another fight in the cage?
Absolutely. Cage, ring, wherever it comes. I was going to possibly fight Muay Thai September 27th, but being that I'll be in Mexico for 2 weeks before that, it doesn't really give me the proper preparation I need with my coaches to really, to be fighting the guys that they want to put me against. If I was fighting some dope, then I'd probably take it anyways. But I'm realistically going to look to either take a professional MMA bout in October, or I don't know. Recently, I just woke up this morning and I was like, maybe I'll take a pro boxing fight. So we'll see what happens. You know, I have the resources here to be a professional boxer, and I definitely, before my career is said and done, I would like to hit the trifecta of all sports. I have 2 fights in Muay Thai. I have 22 or 23 fights in MMA, and I wouldn't mind getting a pro boxing fight before I call it a day.
Well, you were just speaking about your coaches a couple minutes ago. Now that you've gotten to such a level, I'm still sure you come upon questions or a technique that you want to talk about. Who's your go-to guy? Who is the person that still kind of give you advice?
It definitely depends, but in terms of striking, my two coaches are Wasim Saad over here at TKO and Aaron Meisner in Philly. So whenever I have questions about lightning quick fundamentals and a high-paced technical style of kickboxing, I have always gone to Wasim for help. Wasim has definitely helped me establish a base. And then whenever I'm looking for a little more of unorthodox and creative striking, things that apply to MMA very well, Aaron Meisner has always been there for me. He's shown me a lot of very unorthodox techniques and a lot of technically sound stuff too as well. I mean, for people that don't know, Aaron fought on The Ultimate Fighter and did it with a completely blown out ACL. So, and I think if he didn't have the knee problems that he had, he would be in the UFC. So there's definitely a wealth of experience that I can take from. In addition to the boxing coaches over here at TKO, I work with I work with Rasheem Jefferson, Boxing Rail, and I work with some of the best strikers in the world. And then I can always whenever Paul Felder's home, he brings me back stuff from Duke Rufus, and I had the pleasure of working with Duke Rufus a couple times when we're in Vegas and when I'm going on all these trips. So I take a wealth of knowledge from a lot of the highest level fighters in the game and coaches.
Will I see you in Atlantic City in Lenny's Corner, or are you going to be in Mexico?
Unfortunately, I will be in Mexico for this one, which breaks my heart because Lenny's my man, and Lenny's been killing it. So left hook Lenny. He's been on a roll, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him do the damn thing. He knows that I'll be rooting him on for Mexico. So
that's it, the gorilla. Okay, once again, Ryan, Korean Thunder, Kim Cafaro. You can check him out at TKO Fitness in Cherry Hill, Royal Striking and Muay Thai in Philly. If you want to get some elite training, grab a personal with him, take a class. This guy knows what he's doing. He's at the top of the game. Ryan, before we go, any shout-outs, my man?
Thank you to all my friends, families, and supporters that helped me out, and I couldn't do any of this without you guys. Thanks to Christian Carr for the cool shirt, and
strictly business.
Yeah, and then Sean Ashley.
We'll see you on the 17th in Harrington, Delaware. Ryan's going to be grappling. He's ready for them leg locks. Peace out.